It's me, Nella. Did you miss me? Wait, don't tell me you already forgot my story. Well, where do I begin? After a lifetime in the foster care system, I finally aged out, and where did I end up? In Semi Shuno, of course. I got a job as a social worker, became besties with my neighbor Briar, and my love life, oh boy, I've been dating a lot of guys, but when it comes down to it, my heart is torn between Jamie and Braden. Braden is super sweet and super nice, but Jamie, he makes my heart race. I thought Jamie was the one for me, but as hard as I tried to be patient with him, it just wasn't to be. Now my heart is all in with Braden. He's taken me on a birthday trip to Tortosa, and I'm having a good time. But he has a surprise for me. I wonder what it is.
Hi everyone, it's Ketchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content like this. So we are back with another episode of The Short Legacy, and we are picking back up right where we left off with Nella and Braden on the Tortosan beach. So they decided to get their sandcastle building on. Nella got a little bit of a suntan. She did some sunbathing while Braden decided to get his nap on, and she, got a little bit of the water. She swam around. She's just having a really good time. She's like, this is the best vacation I've ever been on, Braden. I'm having so much fun. He's like, well, day's not over yet. We still have your birthday dinner later. And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I can't wait. He's like, you know what? I have a really special gift planned for you at the end of dinner. So I'm really looking forward to giving that to you. And Marinella's like, you know what? I can't wait. And look at our cute little castle, Braden. This is amazing. So I'm going to let them continue to enjoy the beach for maybe another hour. They're both starting to get a little bit hungry. So it's definitely time for them to start and heading back to the rental so they can get dressed for dinner. Oh, look at them making out. They're just digging the romantic vibe. I love this for them. But we're going to go ahead and let them finish out their beach day, and then they're going to go out for their meal. So Marinelle and Braden made it into the restaurant for Nella's birthday dinner. And he's like, this is supposed to be the finest restaurant in Tortosa, so I thought it'd be the perfect place for your birthday. And she's like, I can't wait to eat. I'm starved. And he's like, I have the table all reserved up for us, and we really do need to get it in there and get a table real fast, because as you turn the camera slightly this way, you'll see that we've got a long line of patrons heading our way, and I'm trying to not be last in line to get a table. So let's go in and get a table before there are no tables left. So after much to do with trying to get this restaurant to work, they are finally seated or waiting for their food. Y'all don't understand what I went through to get them to even sit here. It's been in-game 3-4 hours just to get to this point. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why. I don't feel like dwelling on it. But that aside, Manuel is really excited to have her birthday dinner. She's like, wow, Jamie, oof. Well, let's roll with that. She said Jamie, and Braden's like, whoa. Marinelle, who is Jamie? Why did you just call me Jamie? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Braden. I did not mean to do that. And the waiter came to take their order, so Braden decided to just brush it off, and he ordered for them both. And Marinelle's like, Braden, I am so sorry. I did not mean to say that. And he's like, well, who is this Jamie person? Why'd you call me that? And she's like, well, when I went out the other night, it was with a guy named Jamie. He kind of really treated me terribly, and that's what made this trip so good for me. It enabled me to kind of forget about how he treated me badly, and I've been having such a good time with you. So don't, read into it or anything. It's nothing like that. It's just me trying to wipe that from my memory. And Braden's all like, okay, I'm glad you're having a good time. I guess, it just seemed like maybe this Jimmy person might be special to you. And Marinelle's all like, Braden, do not be silly. He is not special to me at all. You know, he was just a friend for a while, and we tried to have things be a thing, and he's just got too much going on. He doesn't really have room in his life for anyone else. Not like you and I, you know, you've made an effort since the very beginning to include me and as a part of your life, so I'm happy to be with you. And he's like, well, good, because I'm really happy to be with you. And she's like, good, you know, let's just enjoy the night. We're gonna, you know, have a nice dinner, and, you know, I'm looking forward to the birthday gift you said you had for me. He's like, well, I'm looking forward to giving that to you. It's kind of a big deal. She's like, well, you know, that has me excited. I can't wait to see what it is. And Marinella really is kind of curious to see what it is that Braden has in store for her. She's like, I wonder what big surprise he has for me. But then she's also a little bit nervous because she's like, I hope he doesn't think that whole slip up of calling him Jamie meant anything. It didn't mean anything. Jamie doesn't mean anything to me. And I don't know right now if that's really the truth. I think maybe Nella might still be hung up on him and she's trying to convince herself. But, you know, only time will tell, I guess. So, the restaurant was a bust, you guys. We had to leave. They had just been waiting forever, and the food wasn't coming, and then when I looked around the restaurant, I noticed that nobody in the restaurant had any food, so I think there might be something wrong with that restaurant, and I don't have time to figure out what was wrong with it. It doesn't matter. Braden's like, you know what, let's get out of here. I don't want this to ruin your birthday. Let us go back to the beach, and I can make us a really nice beach dinner. And Marinella said, you know what, Braden, that sounds actually really nice. Let's do that. It'll be just you and I. It's nice, intimate. It'll be quiet. It was really loud at that restaurant. And she's like, you know, let's do that. So Braden's over at the grill. Marinella went in and lit a fire, and she's trying to warm up a little bit. So Braden made them some halibut and some grilled veggies on the grill at the beach, and they're both eating together. And he's like, how is it, Marinella? I'm really kind of upset that I couldn't give you that special Tartozan dinner at the best restaurant in town. She's like, no, Braden, this is actually really nice. I think I like this even more than the restaurant. And he's like, good, I just want you to have a good birthday. And she's like, Braden, I will. I'm gonna have the best birthday because I'm here with you having the time of my life. He's like, perfect. Well, hurry up and, eat your halibut because afterwards I, want to go ahead and give you your gift. And she's like, okay, I can't wait. So Braden says to Marinella, may I have this dance? And Marinella's like, of course, Braden, I would love to. And she's dancing with him, and she's thinking, Braden, is this my present that you wanted to dance with me until the sun rose up on the Tartozan beach? And the both of them are just really cute and just getting really intimate with one another. He's like, well, I've been dying to dance with you all day, but no, that's not what your present is. I just wanted to end your dinner with something nice for us to do together. And she's like, well, this really is nice, Braden. I really like this. And she's just having a good time with Braden. He's like, look, Marinella, every single time I spend with you, I always have a good time. So I kind of don't ever want these times to end with you. I just like you that much. And Marinella's like, well, I like you a lot too, Braden. I always have fun when we're together. And he's like, see, like, that's what makes me feel like you and I are made for each other. We're perfect for one another. And Marinella's like, well, I guess I think so. And so Braden's like, great, because the big birthday present I wanted to give to you, Marinella, is I wanted to ask you, will you marry me? And Marinella is just in complete and utter shock. She was not expecting this at all. She's all like, marriage? Like, Braden, you and I just started finally taking each other seriously. I wasn't expecting this to be my gift that you wanted to marry me. And Braden's all like, well, Marinella, it's like I said from the very beginning, I always wanted to be serious with you. And even though at first you wanted to take things slow, the second that you said to me that you were interested in finally like picking things up and being really serious with one another, I figured, you know what, time waits for no one, and neither of us have forever. You're celebrating a birthday, which means both of our time is running out, and I want to spend what's left of my time on this earth with you as my wife. So will you marry me? And Marinella is a little bit out of sorts. She's like, is this a good idea? Should I say yes? Should I say no? I feel like it was just yesterday I moved to San Myshuno, and now Braden's asking me to be his wife. At the end of the day, Braden's right. Time doesn't wait for anyone, and I don't have a lot of time left in this world. There's a lot of stuff I want to accomplish, and I feel like with Braden, I can make all my dreams come true. So with that being said, Marinelle says, Braden, yes, of course I will. I'll be your wife. I'll marry you. So the two of them decide to kiss to commemorate their engagement. And if you guys were paying attention, last episode when Braden went out to get something from the convenience store, what he was really doing was running out to get that ring so he could propose to Marinella on her birthday. So the two of them are officially engaged. So Marin's like, oh my gosh, Braden, I can't believe I'm your fiance. And Braden's like, I can't believe you are too. But honestly, the very thing I want to do right now is to get you home and to finally make love to my fiance. And Marinelle's like, you know what, Braden, I think that would make our first time together the most special ever. But I can't wait for us to go back to the lodge. So they're about to do the deed on the beach. So I'm gonna let them do that, and then when they're done, I'll probably have to go to sleep because Braden is going to, he's like, you know what, before we leave Tartosa, we should kind of look to see if there are some nice wedding venues out this way so we can plan our wedding and get married. And Marinelle's like, sure, Braden, let's get it on. So that is what they are about to do. We're not going to stick around for that. We're going to let them do that privately. And we'll just pick back up when they wake up tomorrow morning. So Marinella and Braden enjoyed their first times together. And they did that until the sun rose. And they're just now ready to kind of head back. Braden's all like, we should head back to the rental and maybe get a little bit of shut-eye and then see if we can look at some venues before we leave. And Marinella is thinking, or has been thinking about that, and she's like, you know what, Braden, I'm really taking to heart what you said about how time waits for no one and how we don't have a whole lot of time left. And I agree with you, we don't. I think that instead of us looking for venues and putting together some, lavish wedding, I just want to be your wife as soon as possible. And Braden's all like, wow, Marinelle, are you sure? I mean, I want to be able to give you whatever you want. I can afford it. We could throw whatever type of wedding you want. And Marinelle's like, it's not about the money, Braden. I just want to be your wife. Why don't we elope? Like right here, right now, before we leave Tartosa, and then when we get back into the city, we can just throw a party for our friends and family to let them know that we're a married couple now. And Braden's like, are you sure that's what you want? And Marinelle's like, I am 100% sure that's what I want, Braden. I don't really want a huge wedding. I just want to marry you and be your wife as soon as I can. So Braden's like, okay, I mean, if that's what you want, then I saw a little courthouse up the road. We could go in there and make this official before we leave Tartosa. And Marinelle's like, Braden, that's exactly what I want. Let's do it. So they both tailed it over to this little courthouse building for them to kind of get it over with and get married. And Marinella is kind of being rash here. I mean, I think very deep inside her head there, she's thinking, is this a good idea? We just had that whole blow up with Jamie. Maybe you still feel something about him. But she's like not wanting to let herself believe that there's anything going on there. She's like, you know what? No, you're over Jamie. You don't need him in your life right now. Braden is the one for you. Just go all in. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about being all in with Braden because he's the one that you actually love. So she's gonna come over here and just reassure Braden, say, you know what, Braden, I'm prepared, I'm ready, and I can't wait to be your wife, so let's do this. And Braden's like, well, I can't wait to be your husband, so I agree, let's do this. So they're about to go in and do the deed. I'm gonna go ahead. It looks like they might be a little bit early. Yep, they gotta wait another hour to go in and elope. But Braden and Nella are about to tie the knot. So that means by next episode, y'all, they will already be married. What do you think of that? So, were you expecting Nella and Braden to get engaged and married all in one go? Did any of you guys suspect or guess that that was where this was going? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And do you think that Nella's Freudian slip at dinner saying, calling Braden Jamie meant anything? Do you think that she shouldn't have rushed into this and she should have kind of fully explore things with Jamie if there's still something there? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.